welcome to the Laughing Monkey Music Show. Lori, welcome back. Next time, I promise it won't be so long. I love your music. You have not been far from my mind, but like I said, it was a little earlier. Breaking the fourth wall. I wanted you back when I get some more people to check you out. So welcome back.
Thank you. Happy to be here.
Well,
right here in my front room.
Nice. It's
Cat scratcher.
Yeah. Got that. Everyone in music has either dog or cat. You just have to have something. One of the things that I just actually want to say before we start talking about dates is I saw a little news blurb on you doing some classes, doing some exercise lifting.
Yeah, I'm a fitness instructor, and I've been doing this for a long time. And one of the women in my class works for the local CBS station, and she found out I was in a band, and she was like, "We need to make a story, fitness instructor and rocker." And I was like, "Really? That's a story?"
It's a good story. Yeah.
Anyway, it was. So yeah, she came to my show. She came to the gym and filmed me working out and interviewed some of the members, and then came to my show and filmed the show. And it was on our local news like a million times. I kept playing it over and over and over again. And then it was on the internet. It was so fun. I was getting messages from all over the place. Like, I just saw it, and like, it was funny. It's
awesome.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was unexpected. I certainly didn't think that was worthy of news, but like every local newscast they do some kind of a local, highlight of something. And I guess I was the something. So yeah.
But you're not like you're doing poetry in the park and it's something like obscure. I mean, the type of music you do, being a female fronted, I mean, the style of music is niche as it is. It's not as mainstream. Even the exercise class, I would probably break down and cry. It would be so hard for me to keep up with you in that class. So it's even not an ordinary class. It very is extraordinary, which is a perfect package for the news.
Well, gotta be strong. Gotta keep strong to lift those Marshall stacks. They're
right?
not moving themselves.
They're not getting any lighter as you get older, right?
No, they're definitely not getting any lighter. As neither is my 11-pound Les Paul. So.
You got to train with like twice the weight, right? So that feels light when you're on stage.
Yeah, I can see why all the old 70s rockers abandoned their Les Pauls, at a certain point in their life, because it's a shoulder buster for sure. It sounds awesome, but it's definitely takes a toll on your body after a while.
Have you tried those gravity straps yet?
I mean, I have a pretty big strap.
But you know what I'm talking about? The ones they say it's like a new gravity strap?
No.
I don't know if I haven't tried one, so I'm asking you. Because
I haven't tried those. I have seen those. I haven't tried them. But
I don't know if it's snake oil or not.
It's heavy. And it's just it's like anything you do in life. It's repetitive. You have it on the same shoulder, all the time for 20-something years. Just like a car part, wears and tears. There's wears and tears on your body, no matter, I don't think, what kind of strap you have.
But I mean, I think the fact you work out is paramount to your success to keep going,
Well, it does
keeps you healthy.
Yeah, I mean, you got to, I mean, it's physical work, playing, loading, all that stuff. Yeah.
What is the workload for you now for songs and playing out at this point? Because last time we talked, it was like coming out of COVID, and COVID already messed up everybody's schedule beyond belief, because what common schedules a lot of bands had just went out the window to try getting going again, because out of the gate, everybody was playing, everybody was renting stuff. Some bands just weren't ready to go out. So it was just a nightmare. So you've had a couple of years now since we've talked about, like, where are you at now?
We waited. There wasn't any point in, I mean, the record came out in 2023.
Oh, good album. Good album.
Thank you. So yeah, it's 2 years old already.
Oh, right.
And so we, played some local shows here in the US, and then we went to Europe. So we waited. I wasn't in a rush to go to Europe or to tour like immediately after, people started going back out again. It was really tough. Clubs were having a hard time. If you didn't have a lot of advanced ticket sales, they wanted to cancel your show because they didn't feel like they were going to make any money, because before pre-COVID, San Francisco this is a town where people do buy advance tickets pretty regularly
Yeah.
'cause it will sell out, even at the movies, which is something I've never done in my life. I just go to the movies. Well,
Oh,
not
because of the seats. You get those nice seats
yeah.
now. You get those.
You
Yeah.
want to go to the movie and you don't want to sit in like the worst seat. You've got to buy it in advance, and for the most part, shows right, depending on what it is. So, but before I never bought an advance ticket. I would just decide I'm going to go tonight. I didn't want to have to make that decision. 5
Mhm.
months earlier. But then the venues really started counting on those ticket pre-sale
Oh,
numbers
okay.
as gospel, when it's not really true. People walk up at the last minute. Could be 50 people, or 100 people that just decide they
Mhm.
want to go. And so it was tough. But I feel like now things are pretty much back to normal.
I've actually heard that bands, a lot of working bands now are exactly. It's more walk up because they're like they just get, and also the pre-charges. It's actually cheaper to go to a show now. Just walk up and get the tickets.
Oh yeah, yeah. If you have
So they're
time,
actually finding more money in walk-ups than they are actually pre-tickets at this point. It's
it's
turning
cheaper
around.
to drive to the venue and buy it at the box office than it is to do it online. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, we all know Ticketmaster, but yeah, every venue has it's a beer, your ticket, and you've just, lost a beer, paying the
Yeah.
charge just to have it emailed to you or whatever.
Well,
Um, yeah, that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. It's never going to change back. So
it's okay. But we're old. We can complain a little bit. Now get off our lawn.
yeah.
I do want to say, I think when your album came out, I did try tracking you down. I just must have been good enough because I did want to go over your album with you. Just so you know, I've been listening to it. It was awesome when it first came out. I was like, we gotta talk. I don't know what happened, but it was on my site. So now, though, you got a couple dates coming up, and 2026 is really the main goal, and where people can find you and kind of keep this machine going.
Yeah, well, I mean, any opportunity to go to Europe, I'm always on board, for the most part. There'll be a point in time where I mean, that point in time is probably right now where I need to concentrate on writing a new record. But we got offered to play a festival in Finland next year. They wanted us to play Busse Woods in its entirety. And so I was like, oh, we weren't really planning on going on a European tour, but like I said, if you're going to pay me enough money, and I'm to make it worthwhile, then
Yeah,
I'll, I love traveling, and so yeah, we just made a tour out of it. So we are playing Sonic Rights in Finland and Helsinki, and the lineup is like killer. It's just super excited to see Discharge. I'm an old
oh,
punk rocker, so
that's pretty
I
awesome, actually.
yeah, I love Discharge and just all the bands, Jesu and Pelican and Russian Circle. I mean, it's going to be a really fun show. And then from there, our booking agent, Sounds of Liberation, booked the rest of the show. So there's several festivals. Obsidian Dust got announced today. That's in Brussels. Um, so you could see the same bands that are circulating around Russian Circles. You know, everybody's kind of on that. If you're playing those Desert Fest
Yeah.
Berlin, or you're on the circuit, you see the same bands kind of traveling around. So yeah, we'll be gone. We'll be having a 3-week tour in Europe. We'll be playing Busse Woods the entire tour, which hasn't really officially been announced yet, but it will be soon. And reason being, besides the fact that that's what was requested in Finland, and it just made sense to do them all because they just in 2019 we toured the U.S. to play the 25-year anniversary of Busse Woods. Then the pandemic hit. We never
Yep.
got to do that in Europe.
Okay, so it's yeah, there's a open market
Never
for it.
got
Did
to
you
do
ever
it.
think that the album would be like that? It would be like your physical graffiti. Like it's really your thing. You know, think that album for people.
Yeah, that's like our most popular album. Electric Machine's the most played song, and then
I
we
mean, it's
wrote.
good. I'm just saying when you made it, when you're doing that process at the time, you're like, it's crazy. Like, do you think like 25 years later, people are
Yeah,
gonna request to hear the album in like Europe? You're like, what?
I know. It's like what's old is new.
Quality stands up.
Yeah, thank you. So I decided, yeah, let's just do it. Let's just play Busse Woods now because we never got that opportunity to do that in 2019. There isn't any special milestone anniversary for it, since it came out in 1999, it's going to be 2026, but it doesn't matter. I'm not going to wait until,
No.
it's 30. I'll be like dead by that time. So yeah.
Celebrate the album when you want to celebrate. If it works out on an even
I'll not
number.
be able to play anymore in 5 years. So yeah, that's
Wow.
going to be really fun. I think people will be super stoked to hear that.
I think jealously, I'd wish that one like young person, I'm too old now, but like do the young thing, like go across Europe for the summer and go see all the festivals, like would be an awesome thing to do. Just like do festivals for summer, like that would be an awesome thing to do. So I always, you guys, when I always hear the bands are going over to Europe, because you guys do great on festivals. It's a better audience.
Well, festivals are fun. You get to play with a variety of bands and see a bunch of bands.
And merch goes pretty good, I heard.
It really depends. It really depends.
Oh, really?
Like the Desert Fest shows and festivals that are mostly like-minded bands go pretty well for the most part. But sometimes you play these European festivals that are really weird. Might be with Venom Inc. and like I don't know, like just bands that like are not really your genre and people don't buy anything. So it really just depends. But for the most part, yeah, merch does pretty well. And it's fun. It can be fun. Festivals can be fun. They can be stressful. All of the above. You get thrown up there. You don't have a sound check, and you have to play. You're like, it's like your drums are on the wheeled riser. They throw it in. Your stack is somebody put your stack up. You put your pedal board down. Luckily we have our own sound person, which is huge. Oh. That makes a big difference. You don't have to mess around with anybody. They know what to do. And so that's, to me, like,
Well, sound is paramount to thing. If you guys suck,
yeah,
there will not be another show there.
Anybody
that
gets to a certain level that starts to have some money, the first thing you should spend your money on, besides obviously a driver, or whatever, is a sound person, because when you start to play these festivals, you literally just are on your own. You have nothing, and you have no time and no sound check. So if you want to sound good and you want to guarantee you sound good, you've flown all that way, you've spent all this money, you want to be the best,
So young man is the first thing you want to spend it on. And the second thing is a blow-up mattress, because you really want to save your back. That would be the second thing, right? Or third, maybe? I don't know.
That's gone.
But if you, in hindsight, you're like, that would have been pretty good, though. So let's talk about it. So when you released the album, and it was good, and I was reading a lot of good reviews about it, did it get the same impact that you were hoping coming out of COVID?
You're talking about Beyond Vision?
Yeah, I'm kind of curious. I just want to get you on that. I want to touch on it because I want people that haven't heard it to go back and talk about it for a minute.
Beyond Vision. Yeah, I mean, honestly, it had great response. Like, better. I really didn't. I never know what to think. And honestly, like at this point in my career, like I don't care. There's going to be people that don't like it, people that love it.
Right.
There's always good, and that's the way it should be, right? I don't love every band. I don't love I might love a band. I might not like one of their records or two of their records out of their catalog. I might prefer other ones. That's okay. You know what I mean? Like,
but you get to target with your fan base is what I'm saying. I mean, this was something that even outside the fan base, I think that you hit some people.
I think that this record, it expanded our fan base, actually, I think, because it is, even though it's like, sounds like Acid King, it's Acid King, but it's a little bit more, it's like Acid King that took a little bit of a left turn. There's just a lot more atmosphere. There's a second guitar player. There's, background vocals. There's just things we haven't done in the past. So it's a little bit more advanced in the songwriting. The production came out great. It came out so good. I'm really proud of that record, and it did very well. Even reached the Billboard charts. Ooh. I think it was 64 or something. I've got to look it up, but it hit the Billboard, and we're like, what?
Awesome. So that's really cool.
Metal Billboard. I mean, the joke about it is how many records come out, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
In like a month. So the chances of you being on it are pretty good because there's just not that many that come out.
I'd be surprised because my mailbox is full of people wanting to come to my show with metal albums from metal labels. It feels like
Oh,
there's so many. So I would think that you were getting recognized, that album. I mean, to me, I knew it came out and you didn't even said, wasn't even part of my PR list. I'm aware of you, obviously, because I'm a fan. But my mailbox, I must get 100 albums sent to me a week at least
oh, wow,
of
that's
quality
great.
bands that are endorsed. I'm not talking like
Right.
unsolicited bands. I'm talking like regular labels.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, I
There's a
guess
lot of stuff out there. Too much, you know?
I know. So there's a lot. It's hard to like listen to find everybody. That's what, as much as I hate Spotify for how they don't pay anybody and they're
Mhm.
supporting well, I won't get into politics.
I
Scrap
know.
that. Let's like keep it
Actually, you can go back to my last episode. I didn't want to. Someone else want to tirade about Spotify.
all
It's
right, but
Spotify is not loved on this channel.
yeah,
It's okay.
regardless, I wish somebody would put out a better platform for those of us that would like to switch over. I do I do enjoy, going on to a band that I like and then, seeing what, hearing what they suggest. Like, if you like this, you'll like this. And then I
Yeah.
get turned on to other bands that I might
I
not.
do that on iTunes. When I go to iTunes, I do that
Yeah.
at the bottom. It
Yeah.
doesn't force it into my play, but it has like a list of related, and if you
Mhm.
start deep diving down the rabbit hole, and you go
Yeah.
3 or 4 recommends, also you're like, oh, I never heard of them. It takes a couple, but you
Yeah.
know,
That's like kind of how I find new music now, unless somebody tells me. I don't really read reviews anymore or dive into a lot of that because it's just, I get overwhelmed,
well,
you know.
reviews are kind of over the top too. It
Yeah.
really it depends on where it's coming from. So with it, the new album sound, that's one thing I was thinking about when it came out, and doing the older stuff. If you're not doing a solid, playback of an album, something, you're integrating your songs from different albums. Putting the songs together, was it a challenge because some songs weren't written the same? Did you add a little bit more to them because they're like, you know what I'm saying? Because you
Would
had a
I
little
make a
different.
live set list?
Yeah, because I mean, you had new, old, and old. Did you kind of?
No, I map it all out. I map it all out. I For the past couple of years, we played, a majority of the new songs, and then we peppered in some of the ones that are more popular that people always want to hear. If I look at my top 10 Spotify or my top 10
Oh
tune,
yeah,
which is where I host my music, I can see what people are
yeah.
listening to.
That's why Spotify is good because that you need to list. Those are a
But
few things that.
also, in the same regard, if you're touring and you're playing that set, that's what
Mhm.
people are listening to. You know what I mean? Because those are the songs you're playing. So, but I know the songs that have the most hits are that
Mhm.
people like the most. So I tend to do that. So yeah, I just kind of, I make a set list like how the song begins and ends and how it flows into the set.
Okay.
What would be a really good, color trails are instrumental where the drums are just freaking awesome and crazy. That is a great song to end the set with. It's really dynamic. It has an awesome ending. It's
Mhm.
not a song you want to play in the middle of the set. It would be weird. It'd be like this huge climax to like what?
Nothing afterwards.
Yeah, then what? So you've just got to listen to the songs and think about, what key it ends in, what the next song begins in,
Yeah,
and how it flows together to make a good, you know, a, set that has a good vibe. That's like a journey. That's what I do. I spend a little time, figuring out what that is. Um, and then when I get sick of that, I'll just, then you've got to, pivot and figure out and what you want to do. And it depends on also where you've played and where you haven't played before. If I'm going back to another place that I've played before and I've played the
Mhm.
set, then I'll probably be like, all right, we need to switch it up. We can't play the same exact set again. Uh, at this,
That's where that site is good, right? The site one has all the webs like what the band played. I forget what it's called.
oh,
There's a site you can go on to and it tells you if the band's on tour. It'll
yeah.
actually tell you what songs they played and it breaks down a percentage that songs played. So it's
Oh,
good for reference for me to
yeah.
look back and say, oh, 19 whatever, 1900, 1800s, Abraham Lincoln played this
Yeah,
song.
in the 1800s, Acid King was still playing Electric Machine. Yeah, they're still playing it. I mean,
Played
yeah,
Lincoln's Ball.
it's just like any of your other favorite bands. You go see Iron Maiden or ZZ Top or whatever, you want to hear your favorite songs. You know,
Sure.
you don't want to hear their entire new record. Usually, you,
I might be the odd one out because
maybe, I don't know.
it
Yeah,
depends. I get why. Economically, you have to do what you have to do.
yeah,
But if I can listen to your entire album, I'd actually rather hear you do a hit. I like when a band does a new album and then does a hits. If they can play long and do a mixture of both, because it feels like it scratches everybody's itch. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? The
totally.
super nerd gets everything. The artist gets to play some new stuff.
Yeah.
The other people get to hear the hits. Everyone's kind of happy. The buffet.
I do a mix. You know, I do a mix. I play the, like I said, new songs peppered in with the songs that people want to.
Mhm.
We also played the whole entire record here in San Francisco and in LA. Right when it came out, the whole thing from beginning to
Oh,
end.
that's awesome.
And that was really cool. But I probably wouldn't do that again. You know, I mean, maybe on some anniversary date, but it's not something I would just constantly do. Um, but now that the record's been out for a couple of years, you know, we've moved on. Um, or moved on,
Well,
not moved
I
on
know.
because there isn't any new songs to play, but we're like relearning old songs.
Right.
And we just got done playing Middle and Nowhere Center of Everywhere in its entirety because it's 10-year anniversary this.
Jeez.
And
You're at that point now where everything's getting anniversary now. It's hard to sneak out new music because you got that weird anniversary cycle now.
yeah, so we just decided, you know, we went to Belgium and played. We did 2 sets. So one set was the hits. Again, I looked
Okay,
at
so all right.
the top 10 songs people wanted to hear. And we played those on one night, and then we played Middle of Nowhere Center of Everywhere in its entirety on the second night. And it was really fun.
How were the people though
It was great.
each night? No, but I'm saying was there a difference? Could you say, oh,
And no, I mean it was sold out, so both nights were great. Both nights were amazing. You know, I think that yeah, the hits are a little bit more energetic. You know, some of the older songs are faster. Early Acid King,
right?
Middle of Nowhere Center of Everywhere is very. It's a very. I'm trying to think of the proper term is. It's a vibe. It's a mood.
It's a groove album. It has it definitely you're sitting down and you're kind of
It's
putting some time
not.
in on that
It's
one.
not a you know stage diving slam dancing record. It is like a. It's a vibe. So it's just a different kind of vibe than some of the other songs. So yeah.
That's interesting though. I like that because I was why I asked this because I always wonder like when a band does that like here's the question. So like they knew that you were going to do the new album too, right? It was billed like that, so the fans knew that probably.
Yeah, they knew
Like,
in advance.
okay. So they're prepared for it and they're psyched for it, and that's your audience. Like I remember when and this is something negative, like when Iron Maiden came out and did that last album they did. I don't know if I can pronounce it. So they did that album, and it's a good album. And they usually do like full albums, or whatever. So I guess when they did that tour, I didn't go. There's other musicians on my show, so I went there, and I love having a new album. And they're saying in the same breath, I hate playing I love to play new music, but I have to hate doing the hits. And then they say, but in the same breath, I went and saw Iron Maiden, and they played their entire new album, and I just wanted to hear the hits. I'm just as guilty. That's what I'm saying to you. So that's the slippery slope, right?
Yeah. We went to see Iron Maiden. This was a few years ago, several years ago, actually.
It's like Jitsu or something.
They played all of their new record, and I was like, you know, maybe I didn't know. I think maybe my boyfriend knew, but I was like, damn, I don't know any of these songs. I didn't listen to the new record, you know, like so.
I think that's the hard part. It's not out there enough for people, or I don't know. I mean, sometimes bands come out.
I guess, because you know, it takes a bit to listen to a record. You got to really, you know, sometimes there's a song that hits at you know, right out of the gate that you really like. But I didn't listen to the record enough to really know all the songs. So I couldn't really, it was fun to see them, of course. But
right. As an artist, I give them total props because also they're still playing. I mean, if they got bored and didn't play it all, they're tired of the hits. They're not going to play it all. So at least you get to see them. And they're artists are creating. So, I mean, there's that. But also, you love the hits. It's like eating a hamburger. You eat the cheeseburger every Friday night or something. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like you can't get enough of it because if you write some good hits, everyone likes the hits.
You want to sing, run through the hill. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah.
And you're standing there and you're like, okay, I can't sing along. I don't know the song.
That's the thing. I think if you're billed for it, they know it now. I think more people know that. I think the Black Crowes did that one time many years back. Like they did they didn't do any of their hits. I just did like almost like a jam, and I was like, this is kind of better actually, because I don't really care about hits. I'd rather hear some different things. And this was way back in the million years ago when I was listening to them. Way back. But the point was, I was happy for a band to do that.
I mean, as a band, you get bored if so it's either like you just don't play anymore, or you kind of do what
Right.
I'm doing, which is go back and revisit old records that we haven't been in the set list for years. Play really old songs, mix it all up. Otherwise, you do get bored playing the same. For me personally, like I think just I like to go to Europe, so I'll suck it up. But there will be a point probably after 2026 where I won't go, where I'll just be like, I don't want to play for a while. I need to write a new record, unless somebody is going to pay me a lot of money or wants to hear something specific, or there's a real reason, or there's towns I haven't played in. We're planning on going to South America next year and some more smaller towns in Brazil that we've never been to. And that's cool. I never played there. I can play every old song I want because they've never heard them before. So when you go
So
to a
it's like,
different town, it's like they're hearing it for the first time. When you've been to like Berlin 5 times already and played these songs, it's like, or San Francisco or whatever, you're like, I don't really want to play these anymore.
you kind of feed off the energy of people. The
Yeah,
new.
people get burnt out on seeing you too. They're like, why should I go see you again? I don't know.
Yeah, people are definitely different. I mean, I know some artists, they'll say, I wrote this song and I played it 5,000 times and I love playing it, which is awesome for them. And then some people are like, if I play that song one more time, I'll go crazy. But I get both of them. You know what I mean? So an artist has to do what they feel good about. So if you can play it and get excited, like when I had kids for the first time, I'm like, oh, I kind of understand things differently through someone else's eyes, type of thing. So musically, if you're seeing somebody the first time seeing you live or hearing that, and you're feeling that, that's kind of special, and that gives you a vibe to want to keep doing it.
Totally.
So I
It
think,
totally, yeah.
and
Or even,
with change, yeah,
yeah, I was going to say, even like playing with different bands. Like I've made obviously with Desert Fest and so forth. I feel very lucky that Acid King is still around and still active and still, has a place in music, and people still want to see us. That I'm glad that we kept evolving and kept what's the proper word, valid, in the scene. But it's also nice to start playing with different kind of bands that are like similar but different. We just played this festival in town with this band from New Zealand called Earth Tongue, who we're friends with. This band from Texas called Skloss, and there was an opening band from San Francisco that are a new band, La Sombre. But my point being is that's not that, that's different than The Obsessed and Pentagram and, like the same kind of genre of bands that like Acid King played with a million times. Like it's time to move on.
that is a good lineup though. That is a good lineup
Time to
though.
move on and like, you know what I mean? Just get some different people into seeing your band and not continually play to the same exact crowd all the time. So that's my strategy. And I was really happy to see the bands that are playing at Desert Fest and also at Sonic Rights, because they're a little different than what we're usually playing with. So
Is which one was King Buffalo? You
yeah,
the
that is
Hermosa?
I think Obsidian. So that's going to be great. I
Well,
mean,
and
that's
Sword. I've had
Russian
on.
Circles, The Sword, Pelican, King Buffalo. Like,
I've had a lot of those people on my show though. It's like literally like you, King Buffalo. Dandy has been on from Hermona. Um,
oh,
just
Herman
everybody's been on. Yeah,
Garcia.
yeah, yeah. And then yeah, so and Sword Kyle's been on. I mean, so like I've had actually they weren't the Sword when I had them on. They were on a break, but and they broke up
Yeah,
for a while.
I mean, it's awesome. Like we played with King Buffalo a long time ago when they opened up for us, and they're like huge. They're way more popular than Acid King now, and they're awesome. So it's been really cool to see their
Their
career.
growth.
And yeah, those kind of bands like Elder and King Buffalo, these Color Haze, these kind of like more jammy, kind of bands are
Mm-hmm.
popular and they're great. And so yeah, it's nice for us to play with these kind of bands. There isn't the crowd has evolved over the years, and still, even though the band's been around for over 30 years, there's still people that never seen us before or never heard us before or just found our record for the first time. So there's always a new fan, no matter how long you've been around.
But for a band to survive, and not just you, I mean, this can be for other bands and other genres. I love to see a band that's been around like you, that I grew up listening to, and other types too. It's not like, oh, getting kind of old, long and tooth. To me, it's like this is your victory lap. People know what they're getting. You know what you expect. You're going out kind of doing it more on your terms because you're like, I'm not going to kiss anybody. I'm not going to do that. I know what I'm looking for. I'm putting out the music I want to put out. I don't feel anything from anybody. At that point, you're really kind of just doing you. And that's the victory lap right now as a musician. To me, I'm not saying it's easy, but I'm saying this is 100% you. You're not.
Yeah. Considering, I mean, you're either a longevity band or you're, you do it. Your band might be very popular right now, and you're playing with stuff, and then it might be the end. You break up. It's not easy to stay together. And I mean, stay together. It's me. I've had so many different band members now, and I just recently I have another new drummer who I love, Jimmy, and I'm hoping he's going to stick around for a while. Pretty sure he will. So Jimmy and Bryce has been in the band for 5 years now. But it's hard, if you're in a band for 30 years, even, Fu Manchu's had a pretty steady crew for a while, but they're not original. It's just, it's God. So it's like, it's hard, to have the original member kind of thing anymore.
There's not a lot. At best, they'll get trade overs from other bands. So it's the bands played together, so they're blending together. So it makes sense. They're peers, I guess you'd say, right?
It's hard to do. It's a lot. It takes a lot from your personal life to invest. And it just depends on where you're at with your life. And sometimes people's lives change, and they might be in your band for 5 or 10 years, and all of a sudden they're like, I'm good. Been to every country, played on a couple records. I just want to buy a house and, play my guitar in my bedroom. And I'd like to use my vacation time at my job to go somewhere else that's not on tour. Like people's priorities change. It always, it's really up to me.
But it's always been your baby though, too. This has always been you.
Yeah, it's up to me. When I'll play until I don't want to play anymore, until it's not fun anymore, until I have nothing.
I hope you keep recording though. I hope you can keep recording even if I want to play out, because I enjoy hearing your music. So I hope physically and emotionally you're still into playing.
Yeah, no, I totally am. I definitely want to write another record.
I'm waiting for the double album. I'm thinking you have a double album in you myself.
Hey, Middle of Nowhere, Center of Everywhere is 3 records.
Right. So actually it would be 6 records. So when I'm saying double record, I meant like considering like a double record time-wise. Like, so I'm saying it would be like 6 vinyl. So it'd be 6 vinyls for you. I'm not counting vinyl, sound-wise pressings. I'm talking about considered an album in the olden days. So like a double album for you, which could be long, which could be almost 90 minutes each. I don't know.
Yeah, well, digitally you could do whatever you want, but vinyl can really only be like 20 minutes per side or 20.
Well, then you just do the collector's edition, and you put some different colors on the vinyl or something, and you sign a few, and they're expensive. I don't know. We're just spitballing here right now. Come on, Laurie.
Thank you.
I'm just pushing for the big album because I love your music. That's all.
Yeah, there will be another one. When, I don't know, but before I'm dead. Before I'm too.
I just like your music, so that's all it's all about. That's how so it's really cool that you are at this point, and like I said, because it is your baby, it's always been your vision. So with next year and the touring or songwriting, so are you gonna, besides the festival, are you gonna start, do you do like songwrite in between? Are you gonna do like, say you get to festivals but downtime?
Like I said, we only have 2 shows in December, and then right now we don't have any show until next March. So I'm going to try to use this time to, start kickstarting the creativity, pedal, and just start in the studio and just starting to record riffs, just start playing and see what happens. So I'm going to start doing that now while I have time. It's hard to do it while you're touring. Well, I can't do it. Somebody could write a record on tour. Good for them. That's not me. I'm tired. I'm playing, I'm sightseeing, I'm sleeping, I'm drinking a beer. I am not sitting around thinking my next record. But everybody's different, right? That might be some people that don't necessarily enjoy the whole process of touring, might enjoy their headphones on and their guitar, and they're an introvert and they don't really want to go out and talk to anybody. And that might be the perfect time for them to write a record.
Well, they tour a lot. They tour so much. You've already been anywhere.
Yeah, that they're like, I don't need to go see the old church and anymore.
Yeah,
like,
for the 15th time, I'm gonna work on my albums. So I have time to do something from home.
Everybody's different, and of course, it really depends on how comfortable you are, where you're at with your career. How much time you have. If you're in a crappy old van or a car and you don't have that luxury, so it just depends on where you're at, what kind of person you are. But for me, it's a long-winded way of me saying I can't do it like that. I have to be in the studio by myself, with my guitar, just turn it up and I just start playing.
I get that. I have heard more.
I have ideas, and I just start collecting riffs.
I think some people nowadays, it's so easy nowadays. Do some basic recording now, put it on a computer or a laptop and put it in a suitcase, and you have all your recording gear you can plug right in. You can do a little more portable recording now on the road. It's a little easier to pop out ideas when they have bands that are longer tours. That's been easier for artists, I've heard.
Oh,
but if you're on a shorter tour and it depends on what level you're at and where you're going and how you're traveling, the extra suitcase and the extra gear to worry about when you're on stage, someone's going to steal it. It's not worth the aggravation sometimes.
Yeah, no, it's a lot easier to record riffs now. You can record it right on
your phone.
Digital. Well, you can. I mean, I have a Zoom recorder, which is more professional. The band we can do demos on it. But yeah, if I'm just recording riffs, then I just have an idea. I just have a little mic that I just plug into my, iPad, and I hit record on the iMic, and I just record my riff. This isn't for professional. This is just so I remember what my riff is. It's not. A lot
of people still do that. They still use their cassette recorders or their Tascams, I hear.
Yeah.
The Tascam 360? Or was it? I had a Tascam. I don't know what it was. Remember those?
Yeah, I had one. I had a Tascam. Yeah, with 2 cassettes and.
Yeah, they're awesome. At the time, it was like science fiction. Next up is my flying car. I got my Tascam and my flying car. Little to know there's so much in between, and no flying car yet.
That's like novelty though now. Now it's like cool, but like it's just a lot easier to hit a record button on your iMic and record your riff and be done.
No, I'm saying back in the day it was pretty exciting.
Oh yeah,
I don't have mine anymore because it's a pain in the butt. I'm like, I go with easy.
Yeah. I'm with you. I ditched it too. I gave it away.
I think so for people that if you're not gonna be able to catch the gigs, I'm maybe sure I'll get this up next week or so. If you don't catch gigs, there's a ton of music to check out if you're not aware. There's even videos online, whether it's bootleg or other videos online, stuff you've done. There's a ton of stuff out there. It sounds great. The people that can kind of dive in and roll their sleeves and check out all your stuff they're not aware. And if they're fans, welcome back. And get excited for a new album. That's what I'm excited about. And go to the site. They got a good site. The link's underneath. Get some merch. Get some cool stuff. Get a shirt. Get some music. Get something. Support the band. That's what you do, right?
Yeah, that's how we pay the bills. By you, the people, supporting the band.
And we will talk again sooner. We'll catch up next year. Maybe new news on an album or a different tour, some new dates, something special. We'll keep in touch prior.
Awesome. Well, thanks for having me again.
Thank you. I'm a big fan. People check them out. Thank you.